Welcome back, everybody, to the Pittsburgh Force chapter of the NBA 2K24 expansion franchise. We enter the episode about halfway through December, and we are first in the conference, only by a game and a half over the Wizards of all teams. I got to check on their roster right now because that is surprising. But the Neptunes, we just came off a win against them, a very close win in Atlantic Arena. But we are just doing great across the board. We're shooting well. We're playing good defense. We're knocking down threes, we're rebounding, we're making some good passes and racking up the assists, and we are 7-3 in our last 10 games, 16-7 in total, looking to keep things going here, and hopefully no more major injuries. Hopefully some guys like, Person, Towns, Thomas can all stay healthy like they did most of last year. Not sure what team I want to face in this episode, but I want to face a team that we haven't really faced too much of, but we have faced a lot of teams in this series because we're like 140 or so episodes in. We could face Jerome Vaughn on the road. That could be a really fun matchup, but they're also only 7-12, despite having, I think, him and Martin Red on this team. They should be a whole lot better. Not really sure why things aren't working out for him, but he's up to like a 90 overall. He's like a top 2 scorer right now in the NBA, only behind Mac Boyd. Red, meanwhile, is one of the better big men across the entire league. But is he playing out of position at center? He can play there, but he's only 6'10". Most guys now, at this point with all these draft classes, are now like 7 foot or taller. So that could be a problem for them. So we could face them. We could face the Knicks at home. Not really sure yet. Now, some folks have mentioned that Thomas has kind of a slow shot. He has the same release as JJ Redick, which is pretty cool. But I think for his release, we can probably just change the release timing to quick. It's a little bit faster. Normal is kind of slow. Quick is not going to be like insanely fast. Now, if you do very quick, that actually kind of looks better. I think I'll keep his release as it is, but I'll just make the timing just a bit faster for him. And that might help him out for those more so contested threes coming off those screens. Now, I do want to give Thomas just like a little bit more accessories just to kind of change things around. So I'll give him like a half calf sleeve here. I'll make him wear it always, and I'll make the color not whites. I wish that these colors were automatically like team colors. Some are just black, some are white. I wish it was a different story with these, but I think if we go to left leg, item home color, we'll just make it uniform color 1. And then for the away color, we'll make it the same thing. Now for Person, I think he also could use a slight update to his attributes. I'm going to give this guy like a right arm band somewhere. I don't think he even wears this left elbow band. I'm just going to take that one off. And we'll go to the right elbow, wherever that is, down here. And we'll add a nice armband or something for him. We'll make that one black. And then I also want to give him those leg sleeves, kind of like Homer Castro has. So if we go, also change up his shoe game and give him the Dame 8s at home, and we'll do the same thing for the away shoes. Yeah, I think this honestly looks better, and I still forgot to change the upper body accessory on the away colors to, what is it? Uniform color 1. And some folks also think that Thomas kind of has gotten the rock a little bit less in our showcase games. I think the end of the game against the Neptunes kind of went against that opinion, but I guess we'll see what happens here in our next game, whether it's against the Knicks or the Bulls. I think I want to see these Knicks because they're a better team than the Bulls are. They signed Adrian Morris, and they have a pretty good center, so it could be a good matchup for Homer Castro to see what he can do against a guy around his level. And they've also got quite a big scorer here in Deanna Whitney, who I think used to play for the Nets or something. And they've got Eamon Thompson after he left San Antonio. So it could be a fun team to face. We're trying to get back into the top 8 or so in the Eastern Conference. So it could be a fun game. Let's go face them. And we end up going 6-2 in the 8 games of simming, coming off a 1-point loss against the LA Clippers. And we allowed kind of a fourth quarter comeback. 31 points for Terrell, 26 for Stanley, a big double-double for Cade Cunningham, Meanwhile, nobody for us was really great offensively. Nobody really stepped up to the plate and led us to this win. Just a lot of guys scoring in double figures, but not enough to get the win. And the defense was nowhere near as good. Towns was not very good from the field here in this one. Neither was Thomas. They combined to shoot for 7 for 26. And pretty much all these games in these last 3 weeks, besides the game against the Neptunes, came against teams that are at or below 500, except for the Clippers, who are just barely above that mark. So these weren't any like difficult wins, I would say. So now we got a matchup against the Knicks, who are now 21-12. They have really stepped up, and now I think they are 3rd in the conference, and if they beat us, then they will be 2nd place over the Wizards. So a pretty key game right here back at home, where we are 12-3 on the year so far. We have yet to really see the offense in a full showcase game show what they can really do on offense. Like, we have seen a couple of good quarters of play, but especially in the second quarter, things have kind of gone awry in both our opening night game and the game that we showcased last episode against the Rockets. Hoping for a different story here today. I would love to see the offense put up like 120 like we have done so in simming. That would be very nice. But a key game between two top 3 Eastern Conference teams. Let's dive in. And tip-off is officially underway, as the tip-off is won by Matt Wright Foreman. They got him out there with Timothy Clark, Morrison, AC Reeves, who is back off an injury, and they've also got Deion Whitney out there as well. Let's lock it and see what happens. Fadeaway shot is off the mark from Clark, and we take over. First shot of the day for Pittsburgh comes from Wilson Towns behind the arc. That one rims out. It was also New Year's Eve, so New Year's Eve matchup here, trying to close the year on the calendar pretty strong, as Castro is going to pick up his first foul here. Morrison in a new home after he left Honolulu is having just over 20 points per game this year on 48% shooting. Very solid numbers. The free throws are both good. Isolation for Towns all the way to the rim, and he is fouled by AC Reeves. He's gone down in terms of points per game this year. After a pretty hot start, he's kind of been less involved scoring-wise these last couple of weeks, down to 18 points per game, but he's passing better at over 7 assists per game as he goes 0 for 2 at the line. Morrison lost it, gets it back, throws it up and out, and the rebound goes right to Castro. Screen comes up from Person. Little pick and pop. He will take it all the way to the rim, but he put too much off the glass. Goes back to Wright Foreman. His pull-up jumper is up and in off the switch. And it's 4-0 Knicks. Person rises and hits, and Pittsburgh's on the board. Welcome back. He is averaging just below 19 points per game here at home, so he must be scoring pretty well in these home games so far. Less on the road, because I think he is scoring like just below 17 points per game overall, as the step-back 3 won't drop in for Morrison. He's calling for it, and it's almost a turnover, but Person gets to it and puts it in on the reverse. Double screens come up. Morrison feeds it inside, and Clark lays it in for 2. Towns. Baseline drive rejected by Clark. A bucket and a stop. Almost stolen by Thomas. Whitney keeps it. Fires. No good. Castro inside. Throws it up and in. All the way to the rack. The close range jumper is good for Adrian Morrison. Thomas, baseline, tough angle, and that one barely hits the rim. Now the Knicks have 5-on-4. Morrison in the corner. Misses the open tray. From the elbow, Person trying to get inside, but he's blocked off, and he turns it over. Morrison, one man to beat. He does it. And another turnover. Back-to-back stops by the Knicks defense. AC Reeves gives it right back to the Force. Towns with the steal. Person attacks the rim and is going to have some free throws. That's the second foul against New York, the first against Clark. The front end is up and in. And it is back to a 2-point game. Sosa matched up on Castro. Shot clock under 10 now for New York. Reeves fires between two defenders. They're going to get Person for a shooting foul from behind them. First free throw drops in for Reeves. That's his first point here in this game. And he knocks him down. Another turnover just ripped right from A.J. Griffin. Whitney with the steal. We still have yet to see Thomas take a shot besides that tough baseline one. Got to give him some wide open three-point looks as the lob reaches right Foreman over Person and Homer Castro. It's 14-8 New York. Offense off to a slow start for Pittsburgh. We're going to call a timeout. We've been the best offense, I guess, in the last 30 days. Not really showing it here, though. Would love to get back on track and get these shooters more involved for this home crowd. Some of the backup players check in. Towns and Person stay out there. Towns makes a move inside, but gives it up to Mark Law. Got to find a shot here. Person has room. It's good. Inside feed. Foreman pump fakes and lays it in with the finger roll finish. Law dumps it off for Towns. Top of the key three. That one is no good. He's now 0 for 2 from downtown. And Thomas has checked out, as we have already noted, with 0 points on the board so far. In the corner, it's AC Reeves. Catch and shoot triple. Person gets it down low. A double team comes. He'll fire anyways. And that was not the right idea. He's been the only offense so far for the Force, but not enough. Morrison fires over Park. That's a really tough shot, but now New York leads 21-10. All right, guys, let's pick things up here. Out of the corner. The handoff to Griffin. He gets by his man and then has it stolen by Whitney from behind. Up to Morrison. He's got Park draped all over him. And it's almost a turnover. Right Foreman gets it back and scores off the window. And we look completely lost out there on both ends. On the baseline, Law has it. Person has to find a shot. Pull-up jumper. No good. Morrison right inside the lane. He missed the layup. Towns got there in time to thwart the shot attempts. Somebody's got to get open here, right? We have yet to hit a single three in this game. It's usually our bread and butter, I feel like. Now shot clock's counting down, and we're not moving the ball well. Person, though, gets us back in the hoop with that triple, our first of the game. Somebody help this guy out. Time under 5 for New York. Finally a good defensive possession. And Morrison answers right back. Jimmy Thomas back in the game as we have under 90 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and we are being doubled up on right now. Thompson now in for the next. He is guarding Thomas. And that one's blocked. And now Thomas is cold from the field on 2 missed shot attempts. We're going to do this right now, really? Okay. All right, well, I guess you guys might have been right. I want to look at ways to get him more involved and more open looks, like with the Grizzlies playbook. Because so far, that seems to have been working better for him, at least in these showcase games. Contested 3. Thank God that one doesn't drop in. After a reach-in foul, Harrison fires off the inbound pass, but that was easily contested. Gotta take some better shots here. Time under 5 again for New York. Lowry pulls the trigger. No good. We have one more shot here in the first quarter, but what a sorry start to the game. Thomas still held scoreless. 26-13. Not what I expected. Can somebody be the spark for the Force here in the second quarter, try and turn things around for us after a cold start? No. AJ Griffin turns it over. Lowry in the paints. Blocked by Castro. He'll stay with New York. Inside the paints. Tough floater, no good. Sosa gets to it, but Castro comes flying in and gets one more stop on the same possession. It's left outside. Another contested three for Harrison. Two pretty poor shot attempts for him thus far. That one's blocked by Thomas. What a play to block that one from Reeves. Pull-up jumper on the other end will get him on the board. Out of the corner. Lowry back to Sosa. His jumper is no good. Thomas whips it inside to Malone. He can lay it in, but he took way too long. Took like 2 seconds to realize that he was going to be open, and that was a missed freebie, I think. Pull-up jump shots. Off the mark from Reeves. And we're going to give it right back to New York off a Homer Castro illegal screen. Not playing smart basketball right now at all. All the way to the rim. Griffin somehow can't deflect the shot, and Reeves is now 2 for 5 from the field, but a plus 13 plus minus. Until the offense gets going here, it's going to be tough sledding here, I think. Castro, way too strong off the backboard. Backdoor. Reeves readjusting, and Harrison picks up his first foul. The crowd does not like the call or the start to the game for their home team. And we are down by 14 points right now. Castro fires quickly. It's blocked, but he gets right back to it. Clock does not reset, and now he's got a shooting foul called against Sosa. But where are my three-point attempts from Jimmy Thomas? He still has the highest touch tendency on the entire team. Three-pointers are his number 1 priority. We're using the Warriors playbook of all teams, and we're not getting any open looks at all. And now he's back on the bench. What's going on there? Morrison back in the game. Over 2 defenders. This guy has hit 3 contested shots already. Off the pick from Castro. Towns trying to beat AC Reeves off the dribble, and he gets inside for the deuce. But we are shooting 33% right now. That is not going to cut it at all. Backdoor. Thompson with the easy jam. Jesse Park caught sleeping. Inside feed to Towns. It's bobbled and stolen. That's got to be like 7 turnovers already for the Force. And they've scored 10 points off of them. Off-ball screen for Towns. Reeves catches up. Malone threw it right to Thompson, who cuts off the pass intended for Jesse Park. And the Knicks fail to score on the other end. Keon Malone swats it back in Reeves' face. Baseline jumper, AJ Griffin. Finally, it knocks a shot down. But so far, we are scoring at a snail's pace. Down the lane. Thompson fouled, I guess. Right after there was a block from Malone, they're going to get the rookie Park with the foul. And these guys aren't really missing their free throws. They missed 1 so far out of like 6 or 8 attempts. Step back triple. That's a good look. Park, though, can't knock it down. I think we have made a single 3 in this game. And we have shot over 40% on the season. Behind the arc. No good this time for Morrison. Under 6 to play here in the first half. If we don't get something going soon, we're going to be in a deep hole going into the second half. Already out to Person, but he's covered well by Clark. He makes a move, gets inside, but he missed the layup. Second try, and he's fouled on the attempts. Giving some strong words to Sosa on the foul. Surprised he missed that initial layup. But he's got 12 over 22. The only guy shooting well in this game so far that's actually taken more than 2 attempts. But he goes 1 for 2 at the line, man. Even our free throws aren't dropping in. All the way to the rim. Thompson hands it off, and Law picks up a block, but they get it back. Clock does not reset. Morrison. This time, it's off. Off the screen from Towns. Person feeds it back to him. And Thompson just wanted no part of that one, I guess. Clark comes up for the screen. Morrison's 3. No good. He's missed his last 3 attempts. We'll take that. That's not a good shot from Wilson Towns, but Law pulls down the miss and misses the putback. Wow, we have been so bad. We still can't get ourselves back in this game despite the Knicks going over 2.5 minutes without a single point. This is embarrassing offense right now on display, and it's a home game no less too. You've been great here at home. Not so much here in this one. Spin move. The handoff to Clark. His 3 will end the drought for both teams. And we trail by 16 points. Only 24 to show for it here. Under 4 to go. Thomas back in to close the first half. He's picked up by Morrison there and does not get an open look. I got a bounce back after that 1-point loss, by the way. Could not lose 2 games in a row trying to hold on to first place. But so far, we have not had hardly any clean jump shots. Person comes over and picks up a steal off of Amon Thompson. He's been easily our best player on both ends, I think. Now can we put the ball in the hoop? Melvin Harrison finally got one to drop in. Calling for it down low is right for him, but they wave him off. Reeves with it all the way to the rim, and he got it to go off the window. Come on. Castro sets the screen. Hardy back to him. Open 3. I wanted that one so bad. Are we going to finish the half with less than 30 points? Right, Foreman rocks the rim, and we are trailing by 18 points. We are about to jump out of here if this continues. What a horrible display of offense. Harrison's 3. Drops in. Top of the key. It's AC Reeves with the triple. That one rims out. Castro wants it down low. He's got Reeves on him. Do not miss this. Did not wait for help. He got it. Setting up a little pick and roll, and we cover that one horribly. Yeah, we are close to just going to a different game because right now this one is not it. It's fed inside. Person over 2 defenders. Got it to go. Last play here in the first half. Morrison kicks it out to Whitney for the tray. He cannot beat the buzzer. It is 46-33, a low-scoring game here in Pittsburgh. And the offense has taken a huge step back. All right, we'll give it like 4 in-game minutes to get back on track. Person's off to a good start. He's got 17 points to lead all scorers here in this one. We're back within 10. Let's play some defense. All the way to the rack and throwing it up off the window. Too strong from Morrison. Off the screen, Thomas back to Castro. He's fouled hard on the shot by Matthew Wright Foreman. We gotta knock the free throws down. Homer Castro goes 1 for 2. Come on, somebody's gotta get better at these on this team. It can't just be Jimmy Thomas, because he's not gonna draw too many fouls. Morrison defended well by Thomas. That shot's also wayward. Nice cut by Towns, but he puts too much on the layup. What has happened to our paint scoring in this game? It's been horrible. Now Clark gets it, but Person denies it out of bounds into the stands. Hey, this guy's going to be a superstar. All the way to the rim again. Morrison keeps on going after Thomas, but right now it's not working. After a quick start for him, he has swiftly gone cold. Now 5 for 15 from the field, but Towns coughs it up on the other end. And now Morrison can get back on track in transition. We have turned the ball over way too many times, and we have had, again, a just crazy lack of open shots. There's a contested one, but Thomas got it to go. Whitney downhill, and he's hacked by Towns on the drive. Could have been called really on him or Homer Castro, to be honest with you. And these guys just don't miss their free throws. We have compiled a team that will not shoot free throws well, and right now it's costing us here in this game. Clock winding down for the Force. Thomas has to force it up. Oh, nice move. The pull-up rattles out, though, for Morrison, but that crossover was kind of nasty. Got a mismatch for Thomas. He takes it baseline and blows by Clark. Backdoor cut. Clark lays it in for 2, shooting off Person with the baskets. Screen comes up. Towns guarded well. He's got to put one up, and it just is in and out. Just unable to get anything going here, really. No runs for the Force. Not enough stops either. Backing down Castro. Fading away. No good from Wright Foreman. Thomas throws it up. It's contested. And, I mean, again, count how many open looks we have had. You can probably count them on one hand. 11-point game. Reeves lost his dribble and gave it right to Person. Another steal for him. Up to Castro. He's got a mismatch on him, but he does not go after it. But Person should. He'll fade away. The shot is good. Please, somebody, give this guy some help. He's got 19 over 43. 7 for 11. The rest of his team is 10 for 30 from the field. If we don't get a stop here, we're going to check out. And we don't. Clark's open for 3. 12-point game. This is incredibly frustrating, folks. So we're just going to jump out of here and sim to the end unless we somehow climb back in this game. We'll watch one more play on offense as Person draws a double, and we don't take advantage. Off the screen. Thomas launches, but can't knock it down. That's our cue. We just put up only 76 points in a game as the supposed top scoring team in the league. That is not what you want to see. He played solid defense, only allowing 96 points, but nobody else besides Person showed up here to play in Pittsburgh, and we lose by 20. Justin Person stuffs the statue on both ends in this game. 3 steals, 1 block, over 25 points. But Thomas shot poorly. Towns shot poorly. The bench could barely get involved offensively. I mean, nothing was going right for us except for number 24, and that is pretty much it. Meanwhile, the Knicks got 25 for Morrison on as many shot attempts. Matt Wright Foreman, though, 10 for 13. All those coming inside the paint. AC Reeves with a pretty big stat-stuffing day on offense, 16, 6, and 7. And that leaves us with only a 1-game lead now in the conference, and the Knicks have jumped the Wizards for second place. We have got to change this playbook and turn this offense around, because the highest points we have scored here in the showcase game was like 104. That's not going to do it. We're going to try out the Spurs playbook moving forward until we can find one that works. I do want to see if we can jump into potentially a close game here against the Bulls, which is going to be now on national television, and see if we can get some Jerome Bond action, maybe in like the fourth quarter or something, and close the episode that way. We end up splitting our next 4 games with wins against the Raptors and the Rockets, but losing by 3 against the Denver Nuggets, who are at 500, and getting blown out by the Kings, who are 15 and 25. We cannot be having losses like that against bad teams, only against good teams and close ones. Now we got to face the Bulls, who have gotten way back on track. Now that is what I'm talking about. They are now 18 and 17. Hopefully it's a close game that we can jump in for. And we're going to have some work to do here in the fourth quarter, folks. Down by 12, 10-13 to go. Let's watch the rest of it. So first game here, at least that we're watching, that has the new playbook. We'll see if we can come back and steal one on the road here in the United Center in Chicago. Carney leaves it for Martin Red. His shot is up and good despite the shot contest. These guys, both them and the Knicks, have been knocking down some tough shots against us ever since we took over Pittsburgh, man. I don't like it. That one's blocked. Thomas gets back to it and puts it in. Down low again. Martin Ray just gets by Law, and he's cooking them now, I guess. 30 assists on the night already for Chicago, and there's still a lot of basketball left to play. Towns leaves it for Law, and that one is blocked by Martin Red. Carney brings it up and throws it up and in off the window. We do not score on tough shots like that very often, but other teams have no problem doing it, I guess. Towns has a lane. He gets inside, but missed it. Do you see what I mean? You gotta make layups like those. That's a crazy miss. Time counting down. And it's stolen by Malone. Score on this fast break, please. He can't. But it's because he was fouled. Knock the free throws down, big fella. First one is up and in. AJ Griffin back in the game. And Malone goes 1 for 2, but Law comes in for the rebound and misses off the pump fake, but he gets it back for the deuce. Carney has that one tipped. How does he get back to it? He doesn't, but Griffin does, and he steps out of bounds. Oh, come on, man. Red with it. He lost his dribble. Castro picks him up. Willard Ford. I guess that was just too easy for him. Back to Castro, but Red with a fantastic switch. And it's blocked again. Up to Ford. Person just looks lost out there on these last couple of plays. We have shot 34 for 82. We're in trouble here, I think. Bounced back to Castro, and it's deflected off of Thomas out of bounds. We can't do anything right. Low block. Red. Blocked by Castro. Towns, all the way to the rim, shakes off Carney and lays it in. Good take. They've shot 54% to our 42. Wow. He's wide open. Where's my defenders? At least he missed it. We're running out of time to score and get back in the game. We turn the ball over. Oh my God. We've got 17 more boards than them, but it has made no difference in this game. We're going to get blown out here as well, it looks like. Castro to Griffin. He does not shoot. He has barely shot the ball in this new season, especially from downtown. Neither has Thomas, for that matter. He finds some room and then passed it up, and we turn it over again. What is going on? At least they give it back to us, but holy hell, just shoot the ball if you got a good look. Vaughn's back in. That's bad news for us. Person 1-6. Backing down Patrick Williams. Spinning, and he's blocked. And he recovers it, but his foot was out of bounds. It is a 17-point game. Vaughn just pulls up. No good. Red the rebound. Blocked from behind. Castro with two straight. Not two straight, but two here in the fourth quarter at least. Can we put the ball in the hoop? He's calling for it down low. Mismatch. Fire. He passed it up. And we don't get a good look out of it. Just insane. You got to shoot quick in this league. Towns throws it up with one hand, and it's in and out. Nice move by Vaughn. Over two defenders. That one's also out. If we don't score here, I'm afraid we're not going to win. Vaughn's had a pretty tough day from the field, just 4 for 15. But again, other guys have stepped up for Chicago. Nobody has for us. Fadeaway jumper. No good from Towns. All right. If they score here, the game's over. Towns is 3 for 15. My God. Here goes Martin Red. Step back. And almost got it to go. We got one more chance to make an impression on me. There's Person, the only guy worth a damn, it seems. Chicago takes it by 10, 116 to 106. We're going to have to go back to the drawing board and rethink the offense, I think, because right now this is not going to cut it. I think simming has been kind of a smokescreen. Bulls get 21 from Carney and 20, 10, and 7 for Martin Red. Despite Vaughn not playing too well, the Bulls beat us kind of handily in this one. And once again, the backcourt, after a really hot start to our year, has kind of fallen off the map these last couple of games, at least shooting-wise from the field. And, you know, it's all about scoring here in these showcase games and playing some solid defense. Defense has not been the issue, I don't think. It's been the offense, and that's been the focus of the episode. And now we find ourselves a month away from the trade deadline, and we got to think about either a different playbook, switching up the game plan right now, which I'll show you guys right now, the current minute rotations, because whatever we're doing right now, it is not working on a game-by-game basis, especially in these watched games. And it's going to have to if we're going to get into the playoffs and be a top-seeded team and play like a top-seed team, because right now we aren't. So leave your thoughts down below on what you want to see, your ideas for moving things around, maybe putting somebody else in the starting 5 for a couple of games and see if that shakes things up. Who really knows? Maybe a playbook change again, or swapping minutes here in the second and third quarters could be a nice help too. But right now, we're not getting things done, and we're not playing like a team should as the #1 team in the conference. And now we have fallen to second place behind New York, who's 25-14. We are 5-5 in our last 10 games, and the offense has gone now below 118 points per game at 117, and our three-point percentage dropped as well below 40. So all signs point to a downward spiral for the Force. That's not where you want to be. But we're not the only team struggling, folks. The Neptunes have gone all the way down to 15-22, third to last in the conference, and I can't really tell why. It seems like nobody's out for them right now, and I think Boyd has played most of their games. Yeah, they've lost 4 games in a row, but I think he did miss some time. But he definitely did miss some time in December to close out the year. But regardless, that is where I leave you guys here in the episode. Thanks for watching as always. Please like the video, subscribe if you're new, leave your thoughts down below on what you want to see going forward and your ideas for how to turn things around for the Pittsburgh Force. I will see you guys next time. Please have a good day. Peace out.